Bro. There you go. Jesus Christ. All right. I've seen Spider-Man. You see, I'm fresh out the theater, bro. I didn't even change my clothes, bro. I didn't even change my clothes. My bed, my room is a mess right now. So what? Listen, I've seen Spider-Man Brand New Day. I just seen it. You know what I'm saying? I got it top two. Keep it a buck. I do. I got it top two. What? I do. I have it top two now. I don't think I have it above Homecoming because to me, Homecoming is the perfect Spider-Man movie. That's me personally. Take it up with your mother or something. I don't know. Homecoming to me is the perfect Spider-Man movie. Okay. This was a close second though. This was a close second. It had a lot of things that reminded me of Homecoming, and some things that I feel like it did a little bit better, a little bit worse. One thing I can say, some of the swinging in Brand New Day, I'm low key cool off it. It wasn't looking the best. That's okay though because the story overall, did the shits for it. Why the fuck am I seeing all of this shit? Right? The story, it did its own thing. It was okay. Like I said, the story was very good. I'm not gonna load it. I ain't gonna lie. Hulk. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hold on. Let me really show shit. Let me show and tell time. Yo, bro. Oh my god, my camera. Where am I? Oh, why am I so small? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hulk in this movie, it really showed us. It really showed us. And remembered, put it back in our brain on how dangerous this nigga Hulk really was or really is. Now my camera bugging. Yo, bro, I'm feeling too good. Please, bro. Please. Please, bro. I'm feeling too good right now. Don't ruin it for me. But this really showed how dangerous the Hulk really is. Like when he was in like the mixed form, like he was like low Hulk, but he was like, still had the mind of Bruce. It was like, okay. But when that nigga when he said no Bruce, no Gene, only Hulk, then that nigga went crazy, boy. I mean, oh my gosh. That shit was beautiful. That nigga Hulk is crazy, bro. He crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That nigga ain't really did nothing since what, the first Avengers movie for real? Maybe a Thor movie. I damn near forgot, bro. I damn near forgot. And then you had Spider-Man, Punisher, bro. Oh my gosh. This their banter, bro. They're like kind of, big brother, big bro, little bro type of thing going on. They back and forth that was going was beautiful. It was funny. It didn't feel like, they was doing too much. It wasn't times where it was like, okay, they didn't need to do this. They knew how to do it perfectly, bro. He was a good addition to the movie. When I first had seen that he was gonna be in here, I was already saying, okay, I like that because uh Daredevil, right? With Matt or Daredevil, whatever. Daredevil and Frank, they work great. I don't know. It's just now it wasn't as serious. It was one time. Obviously, I'm gonna spoil some shit. I don't give but it was some times where it got serious, like when Punisher when he tried to kill Gene, but then Pete took the bullet, bro, and he really felt bad. You could see it in his face how bad he felt. He was crying when he was in the hospital or whatever, bro. That was beautiful, bro. And then Jean Grey, holy. Now I knew she was gonna be Jean Grey from the beginning, especially when Buddy spoiled it on national television. Like, come on, bro. I feel like she was a real good character. Now I think some people gonna be like, she kind of overshadowed Pete in a way because this is like, if you really think about it, this is kind of like her MCU debut. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a Spider-Man movie, this is kind of a Jean Grey debut into the MCU, which I'm not really mad about, to be honest. I'm not really mad about where Cyclops at though. But yeah, I'm not really mad about it. She's a good character. She's a great character. Pete, bro. man, like I said, it was some aspects that reminded me of Homecoming. For instance, you know, in this movie, Peter is going through a um his DNA is mutating, right? You know what I'm saying? His DNA is mutating. Why? Because of, yeah, he was isolating himself after the world forgot him. He was being lonely. He was lonely. He was being to himself, you know, like Frank was doing. And it just through the movie is just showing him that being you don't have to be alone, bro. Like you can have help. It's okay to get help. You know, it's okay. And obviously that goes into real life. It's okay to get help. There's nothing wrong with that. But he was relying more on himself, you feel me, and really just being Pete. Like when the cop talked to him, she was like, "Yo, you have to take care of yourself. Go get you some friends, lame boy. Stop being lonely." Because he always wanted to keep working, working, working. Oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. You still having headaches? Yeah, but you know, I can still help. Take a rest. He didn't do that. So his DNA was like he was becoming, you know, kind of like I guess more spider. His eyes would turn black, and then he was stronger. His webs were stronger. Obviously he had organic webbing. His body was like more or hardened in a way because it was like scenes where he was fighting. People were hitting him with like probes and shit. It was hitting him and hurting him. But then when he like went to that state, when they hit him, the shit shattered. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So his body is like, you know, he just like upgraded. And same thing happened in Homecoming when Pete when he was fighting who Vulture and then he got stuck, you know. And then I remember before that Iron Man told him, he said, because Pete said without the suit he's nothing. And Iron Man said that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? You wear the suit don't wear you. And then when he got stuck, he was under the rubble. He was like, "Come on, Peter." And he said, "Come on, Spider-Man." And then in the reflection, you could see the mask and then his face. And it was saying that, you know, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got it. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. It was the same thing sort of in Brand New Day, which I like. I'm a fan of that, bro. For instance, what is it? I think Gene asked him, "Are you Spider-Man or are you Peter Parker?" He said he's both. And then he had control over his new mutated joint. You feel me? He could take control because at first he couldn't take control of it, and he almost killed a cop for that. So yeah, but that was one of the reasons why I was like, "Oh, that reminded me of Homecoming." I like that because I love Homecoming. That shit was perfect. Pete and MJ. I like what they did. Like I said, spoilers, boy, spoilers. I like what they did. Remember, this was in like the trailer joint, and then a lot of people were thinking, hold on. A lot of people were thinking that they were gonna get back together in this movie, especially this scene right here. This scene was in the trailer. A lot of people thought they were gonna get back together. I knew they weren't. No, I didn't. I knew they weren't gonna get back in this one, but I thought they were gonna get back like at the end. But they didn't. They didn't, and I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, I want my son to be happy, but maybe he gotta. You feel what I'm saying? This was beautiful because, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Spoilers. They did kiss during this scene. Like she was saying, like, "Oh, Pete, I remember you. Why didn't you tell me whatever?" And I was just like, that don't even make sense. How the fuck she go remember? Cause her shit got wiped. And then it clicked to me. Jean took over her. And that's exactly what fucking happened. Bro, she took his mask off, they kissed, he hugged her, he was so happy, and then that bitch started talking. And then boom, it was Jean Grey. She took over MJ and then made it seem, you know what I'm saying? That shit was fucked up, but that shit was tough. But I liked their relationship. That shit was sad, you know, when they were in Punisher's bunker, bro. Cause she ended up finding the letter. She ended up finding the letter that he wrote for them. Basically, you know, telling the whole life how, you know, they was in love. He loves her, he's in love with her, and then she was like, "I don't love you." Which obviously it makes sense. It's sad, but it makes sense because she doesn't she's not the same person. She's not that MJ anymore. That MJ is gone forever. You feel me? She don't know him. So how can she love him? That shit was tough though. It was like a sad truth. Yeah, it was a sad truth. That nigga was just standing there starstruck, and then he had to swing her ass home because she couldn't call no Uber. Awkward ass ride, to say the least. I don't know though. The villains low key were kind of trash. Besides Jean Grey, but I guess she was like the main. But she's not even really a villain. But but like Scorpion. I mean, every time he came in the cam, he really just got his ass tossed. Like, come on, brother, be for real. Who else? Shit, that was it. It was just Scorpion and Jean Grey. But Jean Grey is tough. Bro, she took like, bro, when I seen her take over like fucking half of New York City with her shit, I'm like, oh, whoa, I did not know she could go this crazy. In the movie, they talking about she could jump to a nigga 33 feet away. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, but then once you at 34 feet, what the fuck is you gonna do? And then when they was in that room, Bit popped her goddamn whoa. Whoa, she taking over mad people, bro. Motherfuckers, I'm seeing motherfuckers crying. I don't know. So I was that's low key what I was confused about, because hold on, yeah, I don't know if I can find it because this shit not digital. This shit not digitally yet. It's not digitally yet, so I can't show it. But basically, she like popped her oat because she found out, her sister died. The last thing she seen was that room, because basically what happened, she was looking for her sister. She was asking what VMAX was. VMAX was not something, like, it wasn't like a secret thing. It was when you look up, it was the V and then Max. It was like a vent above her, but the sticker, it was like peeling off, so it was just like V dot Max. So then the last thing her sister saw was the vent. So she does insinuate that her sister died in that room, and she said to Jean V Max because that was on the vent. So she was just saying, I guess, the last thing she seen. So she was trying. So Jean thought V Max was something crazy, like some top secret thing, but it really wasn't. I mean, kind of it was, because it was a room that was, isolated, and she was tested on. But you get what I'm saying. When she found out she died, that bitch popped her oat, and she took over like half of fucking New York. And then when she went into Peter's mind and he let her in there, oh, I almost teared up. I did. When Aunt May was talking to Pete, and then it switched from Pete to Jean sitting there, and then it switched from Aunt May to Peter coming in, and then they sitting by. Oh, that shit was, mind you, that shit was beautiful, bro. I don't care what no one says, bro. And then, like I said, when Frank he shot, he was about to kill Jean Grey, but then his spice senses started tingling. He took the bullet forward. Oh my gosh! Like I said, Frank was talking like, I've seen a lot of bravery, but that was something else, which it was, bro. And I was like, oh, this nigga right, he dead right. That was fucking crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie though, it looked like he was gonna die. Jean, she did something to keep him alive though. And then when Punisher brought him into the hospital like that, I was in that big. I kept hitting the low joints though, not the ones you could really hear. I was hitting like the low. Bravo, bravo. Wonderful performance. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Like, it was just so much great with that movie. I really did enjoy the movie a lot. It lived up to my expectations. Now, I mean, oh, my shit ran out. Oh no, it expires soon. But yeah, it did. I said it's gonna be a top 3 Spider-Man movie. It was. It is. Now, obviously, everything is subjective. I have it at my 2. You might have it at your 1. You might have it at your 4. I don't care. I know what I have it at for me. This was everything I hoped to be, though. This is a Spider-Man movie. This was great. A lot of beautiful comic references I seen. I was looking shit up too. Like, I'm like, oh, I seen that, and then I look, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I seen that somewhere. I seen that in the comic before. Boom. Now we gotta talk about the post credit scene. Now we gotta talk about the post credit scene. So, if you don't know, bitch, you about to know. Ned Leeds, he had made an app, right? Called like Spidey Tracker, where it will automatically like give updates to where Spider-Man was because he was a fan of Spider-Man, whatever. But in a post-credit scene, it showed the Spidey Tracker, and then it said like something like Spider-Man's been spotted, and then it went off of Earth, and then it went all the way into space, and then it says Spider-Man found, and then at the end of the credit it says Spider-Man will return. Now, at first I didn't believe it because people were saying, because Tom Holland Spider-Man is not gonna be in Doomsday, but people were saying that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I mean not Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was gonna be in Doomsday. I didn't really believe it, but now that I've seen this post-credit scene, and like I said, it said Spider-Man has been found, Spider-Man has been spotted, and it went off of Earth, multiverse, right? It went off of Earth, it went into a random spot in space, and it said Spider-Man has been found, and then it said Spider-Man will return, but it didn't say Spider-Man will return where. It just says Spider-Man will return. That was it. Let's see if I can find it. That's what it said. Yeah, this is no, this it didn't say all of that. Yeah, it just said this. It just said Spider-Man will return at the end. And I was like, yo, what? Then I was thinking, I'm like, oh shit, these niggas was right. Tobey Maguire might be coming back as Spider-Man for Doomsday. You know? Since he's not gonna be in um since he's not gonna be in Doomsday. And then I don't really understand why he won't even be in Doomsday, because the way people were talking, I thought that like this nigga was about to get like teleported somewhere. He cool. What? Why the fuck he can't come back for Doomsday? He solid. Like yeah, he got hit in the back by a goddamn sniper, but nigga he walking. Fuck. And that ending, oh my god, that ending, bro. Cause listen, he got shot. Everyone knew he got shot. Everyone knew he was in the hospital. They don't know who he is though, but everyone knew that Spider-Man got shot, bro. And they had the best surgeons working on him and whatnot. When Punisher came up with that plan, have Peter walk out and then Punisher like put on the mask and the gloves and then was like yelling through the window so they'd be like, "Oh, that's Spider-Man," And then he walked through the back and then he was seeing like how much people love him, how much people love Spider-Man, bro. And he was in the crowd, with them while they were doing they believe in Spider-Man. They had signs and fans, yo, Spider-Man, get well, Spidey. Niggas got Spider-Man costumes on and all that, bro. That shit was crazy, bro. That's a different type of love, bro. And then he got to see it, like, kind of in first person, Great to see though, great to see. But yeah, I think that's all I got to say for the Spider-Man joint. But yeah, yeah, I do think Tobey Maguire might be returning for Doomsday. Spider-Man 5. Oh, I need that. I need that. I ain't gonna lie. I need that. I need that. I need that. Yo, Tom Holland, bro. You like we go hit you. We go hit you with the Hugh Jackman treatment. Like you go be playing Spider-Man until you 60. Like fuck it, bro. Just do it. Like come on. You already proved you got what it takes, bro. Just do that shit. Yeah, that was it though. Yep. That's it though. I just want to talk about Spider-Man real quick. I gotta take a shower and really reminisce. 'Cause I may never, I'm at a height right now. That I think I'm at a height right now that I think I won't get until like Doom come out. Not gonna lie. But yeah.